Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Halo World Championships 2016. My name is Miles Ross, aka The Wrath, and joining me, the lovely, talented Mark Hatcher, aka Onset Halo. Onset, actually, excuse me, you just go by Onset. My bad.
Well, I go by Onset. I go wherever you want to call me, my friend. As long as I'm here with you, I'm happy.
It's the English takeover of Sidestream, and we're going to be running the show for the next series together. We're going to get all our Brycey impersonations out of the way now for those of you watching at home who may be familiar with Alan Bryce's work. He did an amazing job casting. He was a host, actually, for a few events with you guys. We love him. He was great.
I love Brycey, man.
You're going to do it.
You're going to do it. I was going to do the welcome back. My name is Brycey. But we'll leave that one behind.
We'll leave that
now.
one.
It's out there. I'm sure he'll see it, and I'm sure that he will send me lots of abuse.
There's tons of time for that. Let's have a quick look at the rosters of the teams we're about to take a quick look at. It's actually Cloud9 again. We're going to be watching Cloud9 once again here on the main stage. They had a very, very entertaining series against Epsilon Esports just a moment ago. Of course, on your screen there, Hysteria, Assault, Cloud, and a man called Danoxide. There we see, and of course, Coach Randa, who sadly his team, he didn't qualify, but he's now here coaching, and we always like to see that. There is Cloud9 looking very composed. Of course, these are the keys to victory for Cloud9, excuse me. I'm still reeling from that first series. Of course, Hysteria's got to turn up, and as we saw in that last one, he was playing very, very well. So I definitely he's bringing a lot of noise. Cloud9, Cloud firing. I think that means that Cloud's really got to bring some. He's got to bring the heat for his team as well. And of course, no complacency because their opponents are Skyfire. Now, relatively unknown team coming from the Asian region, I believe, mostly from Singapore. They cannot overlook this team. They don't have any experience playing against them. Neither of these teams have any experience playing against one another. We're speculating everything at this stage. But hey, Mark, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason this team are here. They deserve to be here. They've done everything that's been asked of them to be here. So they cannot be taken lightly. I mean, we saw in the last series, Miles, I mean, you wonder, maybe they took Epsilon a bit lightly. And Epsilon really, I mean, they put them to bed. I mean, that was a convincing win. So they need to learn from that very quickly if they want to just get this series done. They want, obviously, they want to come back strong in the series and give themselves the best chance to get out of this group.
Absolutely. Mark, are you a little bit biased for Epsilon?
I am a little. That's unfair, Miles. I would say I'm 100% biased, but I'm trying not to be. I'm straight down the line. I'm straight down the line.
Let's have a quick look at Skyfire's roster now. You should see some beautiful graphics on your screen. There we go. You see Skyfire coming on the lineup there. Axis, Blaqkrow, Mobius, and Avenger. Of course, they qualified through the Asian qualifiers. First place at the Halo World Championship Tour, Hong Kong. They had a bit of a team change, team name change rather. Team Aftermath was their original name, and this is their first introduction into the Halo scene. A lot of these players have been around since maybe Combat Evolved or at least Halo 3. You can see them there on your screen, but this is most certainly their first international tournament, and they are very much ready to go. They're going to be coming out firing, Mark. At least I hope they're going to be coming out firing. They're not to be intimidated, and there's to be no fear. However, I think it's very difficult not to be afraid of these players because I'm sure they've been watching all Halo streams, you know, tournaments from back in the day, and they've definitely seen a few of these names on the screen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these are players that they would have grown up watching and idolizing, like a lot of the players here. And it can be intimidating, excuse me, to come up against these players that you've watched for so long. You've seen gameplays, you've seen sick clips that they've got at tournaments, tournament experience, etc. So they're up against it. Let's not, you know, we're not going to pull any punches here. They are up against it, but they've got to put in a good showing. They've got to do their nation proud, their region proud, and hopefully they can do that here against Cloud9.
I think it's very possible that anything can happen here at the side stage of the Halo World Championships 2016. Whew. Whew. So,
I mean, what a start.
What a start. I'm still kind of bewildered at what's been happening around us. It's a really, really great event, guys, for anyone who's watching at home. We wish you could have been here, but there's always going to be next time. Anyway, jumping into what game types we're going to be looking at, because that's extremely important to know. What the hell are these guys going to be playing? Fathom CTF will be up first. Of course, Coliseum Team Slayer coming in at number 2. Great game type. I really like Coliseum Team Slayer. Empire Strongholds will be game number 3. And then should things get kind of messy, we will see Truth CTF and, of course, the glorious game 5, Edom Team Slayer.
Yeah, it's going to be a really competitive series here. I think that Skyfire have got to come out here. If they want any sort of chance in the series, I think they have to take game one, just to get that belief in them. Think, you know what, we deserve to be here. We want to beat Cloud9. And to be fair, Cloud9 right now, they're going to be on a bit of a downer. They've just lost that big series in this group to Epsilon. So this is their chance. This is the best probably situation they could have hoped for if they want to get something out of this series. So Skyfire, they've got to come out firing.
Got to come out firing. Now, it'd be interesting to see if, as you said, C9 have just come off a big loss. They could be a little bit tilted after being defeated like that, but at the same time, they might have everything they want to prove to themselves and to their fans and everyone watching at home that they're not out of this yet, because every game counts. You cannot take any game lightly. All of these points and scores and wins and every cap, kill, you know, second of Stronghold capture time, all of this adds up to helping get you out of the group stages. And again, a tremendous leap in not only prestige, but prize money if you manage to get out of the groups.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the groups are everything for some of these players. You've got to get out of these groups. You've got to get in that money. And as you say, Cloud9, they've come off the back of, a real big disappointment for them losing that series. They knew how important that series was. They've got to come back strong. They've got to show us that they are the Cloud9 players that we've grown up with, we know, we love, the Hysterias, the Clouds, the new players, Danoxide, we've got Assault there. They're all so experienced. They've all got tournament experience, they are tournament. They are Halo players. They are Halo royalty.
Well, these are Halo royalty. Did you remember watching? I remember staying up late to watch Hysteria's montage the second it came out. Remember the Hysteria neighbor montage with that kind of weird intro where they were
neighbor
on the phone
walking through the forest.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But hey, shout outs to both Neighbor and Hysteria for putting together quite a fun piece of Halo history that we can always enjoy thanks to the magic of YouTube. Now, I believe both teams are just getting ready. Everyone's just making sure their settings are nice and tidy. Nobody wants to have any weird surprises on the stage here when you join.
You never want a weird surprise.
No,
no point.
There's a couple of surprises we don't mind, but weird ones, yeah, let's leave those. Let's leave those for like birthdays and stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
So
nothing more to say on that.
There is no. We're going to leave that. We're going to leave that one right there. Of course, if you are joining us now, we are looking at this is game number 2 in pool play for Group C. We're watching Axis. Oh, there is. Oh no, excuse me. We're watching Skyfire take on C9 in match number 2. Excuse me. Oh, my mouth is all over the place at the moment. Put it down. We're in game number 2 of pool play here at the Halo World Championships 2016. Now, Mark, what are your early predictions going in this one? How do you see these game types rolling out? So, of course, first game type. Actually, let's have another look at the game graphics, see where we are at the moment. Let's have another peek at those game types to talk about those for a little bit of time if we can. But otherwise, no worries if not, because I think that game is very quickly nearly ready. Mark, quick question. When the last update came out and I managed to could change with your settings, your sensitivity settings and your acceleration settings, how badly did that mess your game up for the first few sort of days?
I do believe in the Halo community it was known as the sensitivity crisis. We've all been through it, and I think all the pro players did, but hopefully we'll come out the other side. But we do have the maps now that you asked for, Miles. They're here in front of us. Fathom CTF, as I say, we're going to start off here. And as I say, Skyfire have to take this one. If they want a chance in the series, they've got to take this one. But Cloud9, they have to simply win this series, and they have to win it 3-0 and convincingly if they want to stand a chance of getting out of this group and clawing their way back into the next round.
They do indeed. In the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, you got Skyfire, and now donning the blue trunks will be Cloud9. Excited to see how this one rolls off. CTF Fathom is now underway. Let's get this one going. I believe we're on board with Axis of Team Skyfire, and good opening nades there. I didn't get any hit marks on that, but whoa, looks like Danoxide is going to get a big double. I think it might be a good idea to have a quick peek at Danoxide and see what he's doing. Whoa, and he's brought down there by nice shots from Axis. Nice, aggressive play here. Look at Axis. Already made it across the map to the enemy team's base, but his flag's already out of the way. Wonder if we can get on board with Danoxide. There we go. Looks like, whoa, hang on. Danoxide's going to be backing up into that one. Mark, what do you think of that? Yeah,
Danoxide taken down there, but as we see, that flag is actually being moved across map already by C9. Hysteria with that, but we're going to stay on board with Danoxide here through the spawn. He's putting some shots on Avenger. Great, perfect kill there. 4 shots with the BR, cleans him up straight away. That flag is still being moved by C9 as once again Danoxide picks up another big kill. Sees another player above him on his radar, but Cloud takes him down, and I think it's just the case here of picking up a few more kills, and that flag will be rallied home as Axis actually comes in and takes down Danoxide. So a bit of a trade-off there, but it looks like Hysteria is on hand to put that first flag in, and it's going to be 1-0 to C9, Miles.
Great job there from C9. You saw incredibly aggressive play, very disciplined. I like the use of the word discipline for analyzing teams these days. It seems to go very well from Hysteria. Very strong individual play here. He's coming off hot. I think it's a difficult thing for these guys. For Skyfire coming into this game, they've been on the warm-up station all day, but Cloud9 have just come playing an extremely competitive game against Epsilon Esports. It looks like for them, they're already warm. They're very much fired up, and it seems like it's going to be a bit of an uphill struggle for Skyfire to get into this game quickly. Now, as you can see, the flag is on the move now for Skyfire. I think it's still moving, and it looks like Danoxide is going to be brought down there by Avenger. A nice clean 5 from him. He's going to be getting the kill there. Hysteria is going to bring him down, and it looks like flag cap number 2 is on the board there for Cloud9. They are taking absolutely no prisoners here in game 1, Mark. It's getting messy.
It is, and Cloud9 are looking dominant at the start. There's 2-0 already in this game. Only a couple of minutes gone already, but Cloud's going to be taken down there by Avenger. So a couple of kills going in the favor of Skyfire, but that's 3 dead once again for Skyfire. The last player alive is Danoxide, so he's going to be moving that flag as Hysteria has the railgun as well. And we all know, Miles, how important to control that weapon is on this map, and if he can pick up a couple of kills here, I'm not sure if that flag is still moving across. It looks like it could be going in now. Cloud9 take this one 3-0, Miles, and that is the sort of statement we expected from this squad.
Cool, calm, and collected is the only way to describe those players right now. They must be a little disappointed against the results against Epsilon, but regardless of that, they're not taking any prisoners here against Skyfire. Important to note, just such solid control and fast-paced game as well. They didn't slow anything down against Skyfire. Skyfire individually, they seem to have a couple of good shots one-on-one. It wasn't any, terrible mistakes being made, but it was just the relentless pressure coming out of C9. They really didn't let Skyfire get off of spawn. They didn't make any terrible mistakes there, and any mistakes that were made by Skyfire were punished immediately and without mercy. So it was a very difficult run there for the boys in Skyfire. Of course, 2 minutes 32 was the game time there, so that was quite quick. Nobody made it over double-digit kills. Blaqkrow there, sadly rolling in with the 1 kill, but I'm glad that we haven't seen any geese flocking into this tournament so far. But if we are to see them, I'm sure we will call them out aggressively and without any mercy.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm not going to hold back. If I see a goose, I'm going to let people know there is a goose about.
Yeah, it's a duck hunt.
As simple as that.
It's a duck hunt on this bench. But of course, game 2. We're going to roll into game 2 quite quickly. Again, Mark, I don't want to say we haven't ruled Skyfire out of this. By no means are they ruled out of this. They can still come back and they can still do damage because the next game's a Slayer.
Yes.
We've seen relentless aggression coming out of C9. We saw how they played Slayer games against Epsilon, and we know that they're very strong in this game type. Maybe not on Rig, but that was probably because it was Epsi's game. What are your predictions going into this one as far as Skyfire's performance?
Skyfire have to try and keep the power weapons out of the control of C9. We've seen what Hysteria can do with the sniper rifle. We've seen it for years. I mean, 7, 8 years, 9, 10 years. Every time you see Hysteria, any point of view, any tournament, you see a headshot medal pop up. I mean, it's as simple as that. If they want to get a chance this game, they have to keep everything in their favor. They have to keep the power weapons in their control, so it makes the kills easier. They have to be prepared to use the automatics in the up-close battles, and they just have to get out to a lead and establish a lead early on. I think if they go down early, it can be very difficult to claw back into this game. Because if they get down early, they're not going to get the power weapons. It's going to be a case of C9 just extending that lead. It's
going to be very difficult for them to sort of dig back into the game if anything like that happens. Now, it's important to know that a few of these guys, you mentioned close range combat. A lot of these players on Skyfire are actually also Call of Duty players as well. So I think they're kind of guys. They've also, a few of them have actually qualified for the World League on that side of things, which is interesting to note. So these are multi-gamers. So it might not be necessarily that Halo is their primary focus in their region because there isn't necessarily as much competition. Now, they're definitely finding out the hard way that there is a hell of a lot of competition on the world scale in Halo. But again, we'll see how they perform up next in this TS game. But I don't want to entirely rule them out of it, Mark, but it's not looking too strong for them right now. I think the more I speak, the more I convince myself that it's looking difficult for them without speaking too sort of biasly. Of course, there on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, that is a man named Danoxide. There, of course, is Cloud. He's got a nice fancy controller, lots of colors there. There is Assault, repping in a hoodie. And there is, of course, the man, the myth, Hysteria, who's been around for as long as I can remember, I think. Again,
yeah,
watching him crush souls and ruin dreams on Halo 3 was possibly one of the highlights of my Halo life.
Hysteria on Narrows. I mean, that just seems synonymous with me. All I can remember is Hysteria on Narrows, sniping everything.
Everything. Absolutely everything. There's the boys from Skyfire. Everyone looking pretty cool, calm, collected. I think everyone's just super happy to be here, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty happy to be here.
I'm happy.
I think if there is one sour puss in this venue, I think they should probably eject them immediately.
By eject, I mean literally eject them, like as in fire them into the sky.
Kick them out into Hollywood and they can fend for themselves. It's an incredible day here in sunny California. Tinseltown is absolutely lit watching the Halo World Champs 2016. And we're about to dive into Coliseum Team Slayer on board with a member of the blue team, which is C9. So I think this is Danoxide, and it looks like he's doing his sneaky nades again, but that didn't quite work out for him. I like the use of that splinter nade to slow down his progress. Nice sort of metagame there from Skyfire. And whoa, that's an interesting jump, and I so thought Danoxide was going down there.
I worried for him for just a second there, but Danoxide there is actually going to be taken down by Avenger. So let's hop on board with Avenger, see what he can do. But just as we say that, Hysteria in the kill feed has those rockets under his control. But early on, just a bit of an exchange here between the two players. A nice 4-shot there from Avenger on Assault out, catching him on the flank. And now Cloud comes in, challenges him in the window. But Avenger, 8 shots, 2 kills. That is what we want to see from Skyfire. And they've come out firing here. 5-4, a nice early lead for them, Miles.
Nice, goddamn nice shots there from Avenger. He's definitely working for a living. I like to see that. Again, the skill from these players, they definitely know how to shoot, but it seems that the pace of the game may be something that they're struggling with against these North American teams. Assault there is going to be caught. Wow, and that lunge managed to save the day for him, and big kill there against Cloud. He's going to get the trade. Oh no, Hysteria managed to get the kill there, so nice job from Avenger early on here, doing damage for his team. And we see Hysteria just making a mess of Blaqkrow. Uh-oh, that's a sniper rifle. Uh-oh, I don't think this doesn't bode well for the members of Skyfire. And oh, Hysteria just unfortunately missing a couple of runners there. Will he get any kills here, Mark? I sure hope so.
I would imagine so. This is exactly what Cloud9 want. They've got Hysteria set up on the elbow here, covering his teammates with this sniper rifle. As we mentioned previously, did let 3 of the Skyfire players just sneak by before he fired a shot, but he's just scoping out some players there. Cloud picks up a couple of kills there in the kill feed. 11-9 now the score. So as we said, Miles, very close, but there's Hysteria that we know. The Guardian Angel medal picks up as well. So he's finding Avenger, and he's taken down Hysteria. We have talked about it before we started this off, this series off, Miles, and he's turned up. This is the Hysteria we know.
I really wanted him to get that triple kill. That would have been so rad, but it didn't happen. Relax, though. He's got a killing spree, and things are looking quite good for them right now. It seems that Hysteria's not been seen or shot at in some time. This is almost a minute and a half of untouched shields. They're still pristine and clean. A nice shot there. He doesn't get the kill, but oh, here we go. He's going to get some crazy play here. And it looks like this Axis is going for it, and he manages to get that kill. A couple members down now for Cloud9. Let's see how they respond to this. The score is slowly creeping away from them, 11-19. It looks like the members of Skyfire are not going down without a fight, though, and I love to see that. Only a 9-kill difference right now. However, Cloud is brandishing the rockets, and this doesn't bode well for any of the members of Skyfire. Let's see how they respond to this one. I wouldn't mind having a cheeky peeky at somebody else, maybe on the Skyfire team. Whoa, that was a nice rocket from Cloud, showing us why he's on Cloud9 here and doing damage at the World Champs. Yeah,
let's stay on Cloud just for a second here as he's got those rockets. Let's see what he can do with them. Chance to extend the lead now for Cloud9. Danoxide picks up another kill now, and that sniper rifle will be coming up in 10 seconds. So I'm sure Hysteria is warming up his hands and his trigger fingers after we've just previously seen. But Cloud is actually going to be taken down. So let's swap over to Blaqkrow here, who's doing a bit of work for the Skyfire team as we see him looking pretty in his player cam there. But the Ninja comes in from Danoxide. Oh my word, Miles. I'm sorry, R.I.P.
We flipped the desk. We flipped the table. Everybody. It was looking so good for him. He had his face. Look at, he's got his fancy pistol skin. He's got his fancy assault rifle skin, but it wasn't good enough because the Ninja definitely happened. And you saw the reaction on the player cam. That was just as much a surprise to him as it was for us. Amazing stuff there from Cloud9. And look at this, 30-18. The score is definitely falling very much in favor of Cloud9. They're not taking any prisoners now. It seems they're very much in position to get a lot of nasty kills. You see Cloud there feeling himself, going for those no-scopes. And this could be the end of Skyfire here in this game, but I would love to see them try and turn this around.
Yeah, I would, but I'm sorry, I'm still recovering from what I just saw there. That was absolutely disgusting from Assault that Ninja. But we see that Cloud is determined to hit this no-scope, and he does eventually and cleans it up with that DMR. 3 dead now for the Skyfire squad as it's 35-19 now, 8 minutes left in the game. Cloud finds a player there under the base, puts a few shots in him and cleans him up as he comes back around the corner. Great shots from Cloud9 there. The team shot really seems to be clicking as it's 37-19 now. And at this point in the game, Miles, it looks very, very difficult for Skyfire to get back into it. What do you think they have to do to get back into this game?
Honestly, what Skyfire have to do right now, I think it's almost, it's a very, very big ask for them right now. You can see the teamwork from Cloud9, they're collapsing on these spawns absolutely mercilessly. It's very, very effective play right now. They're 20 kills in the lead at the moment. That's a huge deficit. Look at the crossfire coming in there from Danoxide. Hysteria barely has to do any work, and that player's shields are down. I think what Skyfire have to do right now, they have to really dig deep into the comms, listen to one another, make a couple of tough choices about, you know, who they're going to send out first to die, and then use that man as bait to sort of pick up a couple of kills. But as you can see now, look, Danoxide and Assault there pushing in together. Nice teamwork. There's bait and switch is used there. I think, oh yeah, it does look like Assault's got those rockets and he's going to be picking up a double there. What's he going to be able to do? Is he going to get the triple? Oh. He's almost going to get it, but he's going to get that killing spree regardless. Danoxide with a big 13 assists already. I want to call that one out in the dying moments of this game. 48-22. This has been a real spanking from Cloud9 on Skyfire. Danoxide staying alive there. Big fan of his work. However, he's going to be killed, brought down. Can Skyfire bring this back? Probably not. Probably not. No, let's be honest. I'm going to say no. I'd say that because it's only 2 kills left. I think we've got to stay with Cloud9 for these last 2 kills. And Miles, I think we'll be warming up that grill pan, my friend, because these steaks are ready to go straight onto the cooker. As 1 kill left now, as Skyfire do pick up a couple of hit kills here, but Danoxide has a flank on the Skyfire player, trying to run away there, praying for his life, trying to stay alive as long as he can, dragging this game out, but just 1 kill, Danoxide, and the game is over as we see it there, Miles. Just 50-27. The steak dinner is ready, and that's 2-0 now to Cloud9 in this series. Big performance from Cloud9. There you see a man named Danoxide sitting out. chilling, feeling himself after what was essentially a very good game. I think these guys, they did want to make a statement after losing to Epsilon, and they definitely didn't want to take this team lightly. This is, of course, their last series of the day, so after this, they can put their feet up, they can join the rest of the crowd and watch a couple of games and see just how the rest of the tournament's going to play out on the other side of the groups.
Yeah, they can absolutely. As we say, Cloud9 are going to be done after this. They're going to have a bit of time to maybe reflect on what's happened today, you know. They lost that first series, as we talked about, but they've looked strong in this one, as we see. The stats from the last game, we see Assault with 14 kills, 9 assists, and you mentioned in the game as well, Miles, 10 kills, 13 assists for Danoxide. Every single player went positive.
I think it was safe to say that everyone would be going positive there. A score like 50 to 27 is pretty dominant. Now, for those of you watching at home, don't forget that Spartan's Armory Rec Pack is available. I'm sure you've seen a couple of pistol skins or assault rifle skins that you certainly want. I know I have. There's that one that's got the little like flame mouth that you kind of see on.
Yeah.
It was. I think it's an old World War II thing, but I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate because I'm only going to embarrass myself at the World Champs. Anyway, there's some pretty cool skins out there, and I'm really looking forward to getting my grubby mitts on them when I get home because, frankly, we've got work to do here today.
Oh yeah, we're pretty busy. I mean, I think they'd be a little bit annoyed if we started logging onto Xboxes to get the backpack. But
hey, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you know what, Miles? Let's do that later.
We'll do that now. Let's do that later. Let's take care of that a little bit later on. We'll be jumping on board and grabbing those rec packs. Of course, if you tune in on Sunday, the exclusive and very limited and very, very fancy Halo World Championship rec will be available. If you jump on the Xbox on Sunday and watch the stream, you're going to get that sweet Challenger armor set, which you probably saw the trailer earlier, and it looks very slick. And you're also going to get an exclusive emblem of the Halo World Championships 2016. So, yeah.
A little something to remember it by. That's what I think. A little memento. Something that you put in the cabinet and you tell the grandchildren about. So
I was at the 2016 World Champs. I was there.
When you're dusting off the Xbox and plugging it back in, and your children, when you're 100 years old, go, what
my ancient Elite controller, which is so outdated. The triggers don't work anymore. It took 100 years for that thing to break. Well done there. Of course, we've got another game coming up. I think the next game type, well, let's have a little look at the series overview and just see how this one's playing out so far, because the drama's happening here on the stage. The drama's going to be continuing quite onwards into the day. No one's going home without any sort of tears in their eyes, be it tears of joy or tears of utter devastation.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was
I think we've almost seen both already today.
We've definitely seen a couple of both. We've definitely seen a couple of both. Speaking of tears, it may be raining. It may be raining all over the boys from Skyfire as Cloud9 take game 1, 0-3.
Yeah, very much so. As we see, it's been dominant from them so far. 3-0 in the first game. Fathom CTF 50-27 in the Coliseum Slayer that we just saw. Empire Stronghold is one of those maps as well where I've seen a couple of hundred of those. I don't wanna call it, but C9 are very, very good at this map from what I can remember. So, although we did see them lose the Strongholds against Epsilon, so this could be a chance for Skyfire to get back into this series. They need to win this game, otherwise they're going to struggle to get out of this group. So, big game for Skyfire here, Miles. They need to make this happen.
Let's see if they can make this one happen. Of course, next game is do or die now for Skyfire, because, of course, you lose 3, you're going home. Well, actually, they're not going to go home. I take that all back. That's a gross misstatement. As, of course, they've still got a couple of games to play against the other members of their group here at the World Champs. There is Hysteria. Looking kind of gloomy, to be honest, because of the lighting. He's not that moody, is he?
Moody, isn't he?
He's not that moody. He's had a good
Instagrammy.
Oh, maybe he's IG and filters on, boys.
Filters on.
Of course, there's Skyfire. Looking good. I like the Skyfire logo, actually. It's pretty rad. It's sort of it's like a unicorn or something like that. It's funky horses. Anyway, we're going to jump into that game very, very soon. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3. It's do or die now for Skyfire as they battle for their lives against Cloud9 here at the Halo World Championships 2016. Nice reversal middle there from Danoxide to get this one started as the pit is being contested. Nice, he's going to reset that one. And can he get a ninja? Whoa, is it going to be a triple? Yes, it is. Can he get the overkill? There is a member on the radar. He's charging in for it. Oh, he's going to scatter shot. And Axis.
Oh, Axis.
Axis is going to shut down Danoxide there. Oh, it would have been glorious, but glory was taken from him. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, but as we say, that would have been a hell of a start with an overkill at the start of the game. But Axis here does have the scatter shot. Eventually takes down the player there. And as we see, 2 Strongholds actually in the hands of Skyfire here, Miles. So a good start for them, and they're going to be racking up points here. But that pit does look like it's being challenged at the moment by Cloud9. They're trying to get some control back, but a solid start here from Skyfire as we see all of the players from Cloud9 charging into the pit. Let's see if they can get this kill in the pit at the moment. Can it get it? But the pit looks like it's going to go into the hands of C9, and they're going to start scoring now, Miles.
Unfortunate positioning there for a few members of Skyfire. We saw Mobius drop down from that base window and charge that member bottom mid. I'm not sure if that was the greatest idea for him. Again, it's looking a little tough for them right now as the triple cap has just fallen in the hands of Cloud9. However, Blue Base is over 50%. Now we reach 75. Are they going to be able to capture this one? Oh no, Hysteria comes in at the last moment and contests it. Mobius just left the ring for a moment and he's going to now concede that one. It looks like pressure is on, and an incredible job from Cloud9 to retain that triple capture. Amazing stuff from them.
Yeah, great stuff from Cloud9, just timing it absolutely beautifully. As you say, the reset came in just as we thought the blue pace was going to get control, but Hysteria with a beat down there in the pit, managed to get the reset on that again. So total control has been locked down so far by Cloud9 as soon as they managed to get it, and they're just going to be at the moment looking around, seeing what strongholds are going to be contested, as we see the red stronghold, I believe, actually going into the hands of Skyfire, so they're going to stem the bleeding ever so slightly, and Hysteria's going to be taken down there, as Danoxide's actually taken down again in the pit, and it looks like Skyfire are trying to get back into this game and take control of that pit stronghold. Axis
is having a whale of a time with that scatter shot, slaying down the members of Cloud9. He is not afraid right now, and Avenger is going to be caught in a difficult position, and he's going to be taken down. I'd love to jump on board with Axis. Whoa, no, he's just been dropped by Danoxide. Let's not do that. Nice job there. Team takedown medal there for Hysteria. He's going to be capturing that pit, and he's also got the overshot. Huge play, and look at the slaying prowess from Cloud9. Communication is very, very much working for them. That's one thing that Skyfire actually told me about before this game. They're not a particularly big team on communicating, and I think that's something that they definitely have to work on as a group going forward in their sort of Halo careers. And what a place to start your Halo career. But I think this is going to be a very, very brutal learning lesson for them. I think they're going to go back to their respective region and honestly play their hearts out and be so sort of, it's like a leveling up system. This is like the hyperbolic time chamber for these guys. They're going to come out Super Saiyan, go home and just run matchmaking for the next sort of like 6 months.
I hope so. I really hope so. That would be great to see. I mean, they really haven't, in this game type here, they've really they've shown up a little bit. You know, they haven't let Cloud9 have their way with it. I mean, Cloud9 have a bit of a dominating lead. As I say, that triple cap for Cloud9. But they put up a bit of resistance here. They look like they know this game type. And as you say, the Call of Duty background may be useful for some of these Skyfire players here in this almost domination type game, which they're going to be more used to than maybe some of the other Halo game types. But Hysteria here, he doesn't seem to have died for a while, but he's eventually going to be taken down as Danoxide picks up a couple of Storm Rifle kills. The skies are being lit up by Storm Rifles at the moment, Miles, and it looks like Cloud9 are putting up a bit of a show here. 71-11 now, just 30 points away from taking this one.
Definitely seems to be raining all over Skyfire at the moment. Let's have a quick look at Mobius. He's, I think he's dead at the moment, but his team are doing what they can to capture that base. And wow, look at this relentless push. All 4 members of Cloud9 charging in there, absolutely decimating the members of Skyfire. And the one member on spawn in blue base, you see Assault there making that flight through the air, getting that ground pound. He doesn't get the kill, and he's going to hunt down that player. Oh, look, Mobius is going to come back out for more, but alas, it will be a little too late for him. Whoa, and he's juking and dodging and ducking and diving all over the place, making a real tough kill. I like to see that out of these players, relatively unknown players here in the community, but however, they're doing everything they can against the might of Cloud9 right now, and it looks to be all she wrote, Mark.
Yeah,
Skyfire.
It does indeed, as we're trying to spot some point of views here, but having a little bit of problem. We're going to stay on Assault, though, as Skyfire are making a desperate attempt for that pit there. So just as they thought they were going to close the game out there, Skyfire, 3 points left. Sorry, as Cloud9 are going to close out the game there. Skyfire saying, no, we're not going to let you have it that easily. And they're taking control of 2 of the strongholds now, so we see a good AR battle there as Axis comes in and gives a left hook to Assault, puts him on his button there. As we see, we're going to move actually over to Hysteria here. He's trying to move towards the pit and get some control. Just 3 points away now, so if they can get control of 2 of these strongholds, but it was actually 3 dead there for Cloud9, so Skyfire putting up a real fight here towards the end of this strongholds game, Miles, and they're not going down without a fight, my friend.
The comeback is happening, or is it? It looks like C9 are capturing 2 bases at once, and there we see the defense of blue base is going to reset that one, and it looks like that is going to be all she wrote for Skyfire here in the group stages against C9. Well played to both teams. However, Cloud9 will be taking that one a pretty convincing 3-0.
Yeah, that was very convincing from them. Cloud9 will be happy with the performance there. But Skyfire definitely showed signs of life in that and last Strongholds game. We saw they got off to a good start. They had 2 control, but as soon as that trip cap was locked in, it just became a bit of a massacre. It just seemed like the rotations from Cloud9 were exceptional. They were on point, and they were just picking up kills and kills and kills. We saw Hysteria picking up a lot of kills in that map. Huge. So, yeah, Cloud9, they're going to be very happy with that performance, I believe. And Skyfire, you know, I think they'll be happy also that they put up a good battle.
Yeah, we saw some great plays out of all of them. We saw Axis getting those amazing, that back-to-back perfect kill on Coliseum TS, which was glorious to watch. As you said, 4 shots, 2 kills. I was like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. We really enjoyed that. Of course, there we see the scores, 123. It was a very difficult struggle for Skyfire towards the end of that one. They were literally hemorrhaging points on those triple caps. And we saw the amazing plays there from C9, very, very effective at maintaining control of those triple caps, being aware of the enemy spawns, and really pressuring them very, very quickly and effectively, giving them very little time to make any decisions apart from kind of die. It was a sort of constant collapse they were on. It was, it was like a house of cards, and Skyfire was sadly at the bottom of it.
Yeah, we saw the amount of times that they would get 3 or 4 dead with total control, and then every time Skyfire had committed to one of the strongholds to try and stem the bleeding, as you say, they would just be met by storm rifles, ARs, scatter shots, and it was
Stop it.
the last thing you want to do. If you walk around the corner and you see that coming towards you, you just kind of white flag. White flag.
It was kind of
white flagging.
There was a few white flags, but there was certainly a few moments where Skyfire really brought the pain. You know?
Yeah, they did.
We did see that atrocious ninja, and there was a ninja.
Oh my word, I forgot about it.
The atrocious. It was in
How did
Blue
I forget
Cave.
about it?
It was in Blue Cave. Rip. It was somebody got world starred. I think
Moment of silence for the ninja.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Now, I think, again, of course, he did get well started. He was in Blue Cave. I think it was Mobius. It was either Mobius or Blaqkrow.
It was Assault who did it, I think.
It
The
was
Assault
Assault
was
good
the...
lordy.
Oh, the man. I mean, but let's have a look at how that series did actually play out, just for those who might be joining us. Cloud9 taking the series 3-0. They took the first game, Fathom CTF, 3-0. They stake on the second game, Coliseum Team Slayer, 50-27. And as we saw just there, Miles, Empire Strongholds, 100-23. So Cloud9 sweep that series 3-0. Very convincing for them. They'll be happy after the first series against Epsilon to come back like that.
Gotta be pleased about those results. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, that series may be finished, but there is so much more to come. So let's have a quick look at the fixtures of today and see just what else the side stream's got in store for you. We have just watched Skyfire versus Cloud9. Incredible stuff. Up next, though, oh baby, hold me back. It's going to be Epsilon Esports against the giants, the titans right now of the Halo community, Counter Logic Gaming. The boys are getting set up on the stage in a little bit of a moment. I'm going to hold my tongue on that one. Then shortly after that, we've got Team Skyfire versus Counter Logic Gaming, which, if anything, you know, if that last series was to go by, I think it could be a bloodbath.
Yeah, definitely. It could be, as you say, it could be somebody's going to have to get the cleaning products out, I believe, after that one, because there's going to be a lot of mess to clean up. But as you say, Miles, the next game is going to be absolutely insane. We have got the titles of the Titans of Europe against the Titans of Halo. Full stop. Ooh. CLG. I mean, their record since North A regionals in scrims is they haven't lost. I mean, simple as that. They haven't lost a scrim. You know?
They've dropped a couple of games here or there. We've seen EG take games off them. Renegades had a really good showing against them recently. But it's still looking pretty dire for the rest of the community. And, of course, yes, CLG are the tournament favourites by quite some way. But I hope that's not the case as we play this one out. Of course, Epsilon will be going up. Bang! Straight into that one.
And the thing about Epsilon as well, I mean, they've just taken down the first one. They've taken down Cloud9. Yeah, they've come into the first, so they're going, yeah, NA teams, first one off. They'll be looking at CLG and thinking, what a scalp this could be. You know, they've got nothing to lose now. If they go into this series, they get a good start again. You know, imagine if Epsilon take this all the way. I mean, that will send shockwaves through the tournament.
Oh, incredible shockwaves. But one thing that's very important to note for Epsilon at this stage, if they can take a single game off of CLG, I mean, God forbid, but if they can take a single game off of CLG, it will put them in a very, very good position to actually get out of this group. Again, we're running this storyline like CLG because I think now that Cloud9 have conceded that first series, it is going to be a serious struggle for them to get out of this one. They're definitely going to have to take a game off of CLG in order to get out of this one. But that is something we're going to find out a little bit later on about, maybe tomorrow, maybe later today. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We don't want you to go anywhere. We want you to stay here. We want you to stay seated in your couches, your chairs, your armchairs. Maybe you've got one of those fancy gaming chairs. We want you to stay in them, hydrate yourselves, and stick around because there is a hell of a lot more Halo action coming your way. Don't go anywhere.